This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Captain Jack here. It is that time. It is Thursday. You are watching You Don't Know Jack About Sports, and you are watching on Roku TV. If you're watching on Facebook, I appreciate you watching on Facebook. Please come on over to YouTube. I didn't get a chance to pop open the Instagram, so apologies there. So sometimes I get a chance to do that. I wasn't able to do that. Maybe I will do it tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, when I will be having a show that's not normal on a Friday, but because I owe a show for the Northeast Streaming Sports channel on Roku TV. And again, make sure you go over to Roku TV, look for Northeast Streaming Sports, get on over to Roku TV. And then you can watch the show on Roku TV. But as you know, you're watching on Roku TV, we can't be swearing. At least that's what I tell people. So please come on over to Roku TV. If you're watching on Facebook, please come on over to YouTube. So there you go. This way I can see all of the comments. Let's go over into the comments bar. Talk about this. Are we in the right position in the first round to draft a quick wide receiver? I've seen Chris Olave from Ohio State. I've liked what I've seen out of him. But, just that Ohio State thing, it really, it scares me because of all of the kids that have played at Ohio State that have got a lot of pub. The Boses, both of them have played well. But really, can you tell me anybody else recently that's played at the Ohio State University that played really, well, that was worth their positioning in the draft? I can't think of any. Olave seems like a good receiver, but you know what? You could pick up a good quick receiver in later rounds. John Ross the third. Do you think it's possible we can get him? Anything's a possibility. AJ Hawk, but yeah, he wasn't great, Robert. I know he's your namesake. He played decently for the Packers for a couple years. He played decently, but he wasn't just like, oh my God, fantastic. Yeah, I figured, my cousin. Then you could have him. Then you can have him come on. And Jackie Jones, good to see you, darling. Be working at the Pro Bowl. Save me some stuff if you can find it. I'd like to be out there. I'm thinking maybe the likelihood of me going out for the Super Bowl, not a big possibility, because I gotta start saving up. I gotta start saving up vacation time again. I gotta start saving up vacation time again. So I might be able to go, but might be going to a Super Bowl show. But likelihood not great. I'll be honest. Oh, thank you, darling. I appreciate it. I love Jackie. You are awesome. Thank you there, Jackie Jones. Call in for the NFL draft. Okay. And what he was talking about, Russell comes. I don't want. I will say this. I will say this. I will say this. I don't want Russell Wilson as my quarterback. I do not want Russell Wilson as my quarterback. If that upsets anybody, I'm sorry. Russell Wilson is on the wrong side of 30, and he's been injured, getting more injured. And I mean, if you're gonna have a quarterback, God forbid, I'd stick with Carr. Ezekiel Elliott, yeah, but he's been getting injured, and he's not really. At his first couple of years, he was a beast. I'll give you that, Ed. I will give you that. Ezekiel Elliott, his first couple of years, was a beast, but now he's oft injured, and he's making too much coin. And would you really want Ezekiel Elliott? Is the other kid? Was it Horton? Number 20? I think it's Horton. For the Cowboys, I'd rather have him. And thank you, Mir. Love Mir. Mir is my my nurse in whenever I need a nurse. Thank you, there, darling. That's another reason I love her, because we both think alike. No to Russell Wilson. Thoughts on Mayak being fired? I said this the other night. I'm kind of torn. It would have been nice to see what he could have done, but the thing is that the people in the building, to include Mark Davis, who I don't want to even get started on Mark Davis, but the people in the building knew his positives and negatives. And apparently he didn't do enough. So that's just the way it is. Opinion on other vet quarterbacks if Carr leaves? Well, they'll be out there. Carr's not going to leave. We're going to have to. We'll trade him for something, because he's got a year left on his contract. Okay. Let's say it's Harbaugh. It means a good running back. Trade for Ezekiel Elliott. Nope, don't want Ezekiel Elliott. I'll be content with Jacobs. Yes, I would be content with Jacobs with another running back. And I'm telling you, I know I'm a homer when I say this. I don't know if Homer's going to actually see this, but Malik Davis out of Florida, he's a bruiser. Hard to tackle, always going forward, can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. Malik Davis out of the University of Florida. I know I'm a Gator. I am biased, but Malik Davis in the draft, if you can pick him up. And Jack Kenna, thanks for coming in. And thank you, Jack. See, Jack says the same thing. And Ezekiel Elliott, no. He's got he's got a lot of tread off that tire. He's got a lot of tread off that tire. So that's just me. Now, again, it's Thursday. There's no more football. The football is all, weekend football. And I was trying to find something on TV. You know what I'm watching? I'm watching baseball, the docuseries by Ken Burns, because that's the only thing that's on. I mean, I could watch maybe a hockey game, but there's other things to talk about. One thing that's close to myself here is that, and I love this. Major League Baseball told the Tampa Bay Rays that their idiotic, stupid, ridiculously awful plan to have a split season in Tampa and Montreal. I'm saying it like a French guy. Was stupid, idiotic, and they said, no way. Thank you, Major League Baseball, for stating the obvious. It was idiotic and stupid. So now the Rays have got to figure out, are they going to stay here in Tampa? I'd like to see them stay, because then I can actually go see some games. But then, they got to have fans go out. But, you got to put the stadium in the right place, which I believe would be Ybor City. So we'll see. So that's other sports things. There's basketball, but you guys know how I feel about basketball. I don't really care about basketball until it's the finals, the conference finals at the minimum. And Jack Kenneth said we should have given Mayak one more year. We'll see. But here's the other thing, and we're going to talk about this as well, because I'm going to open up the lines, and that's where we want people to come in. I've seen a lot of positive candidates that I've seen. Hey, Kaylee. Good to see you, honey. Make sure, if you can, head on over to Kaylee McLaughlin's Facebook page, because she has the polar plunge for it's one of the charities. Put it down, Kaylee, what it is, because it's one of your charities. Okay. It's the Polar Plunge, and Kaylee does it every year. I give money every year. I got to do it again this year. I will. Don't worry. I need to do it. Special Olympics. Thank you. The Polar Plunge for Special Olympics. Go to Kaylee McLaughlin's page on Facebook and sponsor her. Leatherwood. Okay. Guys are going to crucify me for this as well. I think Leatherwood will pan out as a right guard. I mean, remember, we drafted Robert Gallery at tackle, and he was god-awful at tackle, but he played well at guard, or at least decent enough. So I think Leatherwood will pan out at guard. I really do. I think he'll pan out. Lattimore for the Saints. Okay, so Mike, I'll give you that. Lattimore. Okay, that's one. The Boses are 2 and 3. Okay, that's it. The guys that played fully up to potential. Eli Apple, first round bust. Don't even get me started on Arnett. I gave him all the rope he can have, and he, by the way, he signed a futures contract with the Kansas City Chiefs. Great, because Kansas City has all of those people that should be in prison already. Frank Clark has how many? At least 2, if not 3, gun charges that has never been brought up where he should be in prison. And Tyreek Hill should be in prison. So yeah, Arnett will be fine there. Let's see what Kaylee says. Please keep Raider Penguin in your thoughts and prayers. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kaylee. I haven't been keeping up, so I'll take your word for it. So again, positive thoughts for my boy Raider Penguin. Really, really awesome guy. So positives to him. And again, go to Kaylee's page on Facebook. Remember tomorrow night, normally, like I said, I would be off, but I do owe a show. Remember, we are on Roku TV. So let me show this again. We are watching on Roku TV. Go to Roku TV, find the Northeast Streaming Sports channel, sign up for it. Oh, he was in a car accident. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the words. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, definitely keep some positivity towards Raider Penguin. Okay. Cap, other YouTube shows, Murph and Mac and Andy, this question. Got a split on this question. Should the Raiders trade for Carr for Tomlin? No. Trade Derek Carr for Mike Tomlin? No. I mean, I want a good coach, but and Mike Tomlin would be a good coach, but I wouldn't trade Derek Carr for him. No. Who said yes? Mac, what, Murph? What'd Murph say? I'd say no. Who do you want as head coach? Honestly, we'll see. I mean, the way that the things are aligned right now, it looks like it's looking towards Dodds as the GM, who would immediately get Harbaugh because they have that connectivity together, with Pep Hamilton as the offensive coordinator. Okay. I can live with that. I can live with that. I mean, better than what we had as OC for years. Holy God. Murph wasn't on? Okay. I don't get a chance to watch them. I don't have the capabilities to watch them because of the I'm at work and I don't have connectivity to the unclassified sites. So Richie Rich A, good to see you, brother. And remember, you can come into the show tonight. I put up the thing. I'll do it again. Hang on a second here. Or call 813-699-0834. There you go. I do got the phone line up as well. You can come in, hit the link, or call in. My speakers are working. Yesterday they weren't. Why would the Raiders consider Brown as a general manager? He's got good pedigree. Adam Peters. Who's Adam Peters, Richie Richey? And Mirror, yeah, I'd like I said, I'd like Harbaugh for head coach. We're not going to keep Bisaccia because and people were talking. Like I said, I wouldn't for GM. Okay, I'll take your word for it, Richie. I don't know. Greg Olson should have been fired years ago. Years ago. I think the Broncos are going. I think they're going to get Dan Quinn from the Cowboys. Personally, I think they're going to go Dan Quinn. That's me. Formerly Broncos front office, current head of recruiting for San Francisco. Okay. And here's the thing that if you get Harbaugh, you're going to get Fangio as your DC, and Fangio runs a 3-4. Man-to-man quarter is just too much of a change. I don't know. But we'll see. Or Hackett. Yeah, Hackett would be a great choice. If you're gonna gut Dallas, okay, I would take. I said if you get Harbaugh, it looks like you can get Pep Hamilton, who's been ascending from like quarterbacks coach to assistant OC to what would be an OC. Fangio runs a 3-3-4. I know, yeah. And that's the unfortunate thing is because it would have Yannick and Max Crosby playing not to their bed. Now, if they ran like a 4-3 under, which Fangio runs occasionally, then you can keep everybody in their spots. Oh, okay. But yeah, if he runs like the 4-3 under, and you use Yannick and Crosby where they are used to being, I can run that. And he does run mixed packages, so that's good. So the 4-3 under he uses a lot. So that's what I want to see. Harbaugh. Now Doug Peterson wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind Doug Peterson as our coach too. I would like to see Brian Flores, but he's not going to be there. But that's I know Ed Winchell doesn't like him, but I like Brian Flores. Okay, we're gonna have our first pop in tonight. We're gonna have Rafael El Capitan Montillo.
Oh, hi.
Oh, sorry. Rafael El Capitan Chacin Montillo. I want to make sure I get the whole
yes.
There
That's
you go.
right. So well, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Captain Jack. Ahoy. So permission to aboard. And yes, it is Rafael Chacin, El Capitan. So well, but yes.
Yeah, and you get an hola from Mireles.
Hello, Mireles. ¿Cómo estás? Hola.
Yeah, mami.
So right now it's been tough times because right now it's gonna be off season right now. But right now I just saw on the news that the Raiders, Demar Arnett is now passing to the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's
because
funny.
Yes, that's a comment because Chiefs signed former Raiders first round pick Demar Arnett to reserve and futures contract, and who went to the Raiders with the 19 overall pick and the draft of 22, was released in November 2021 after a video first in playing. I cannot say it on Roku TV because they're gonna roast me because unlike extended contracts, the reserve and fielded contracts don't put players on the active roster, so Arnett will be playing for the Chiefs during the postseason. Instead, the reserve futures contract is on the Chiefs' 90-player off-season roster.
Right. So he's not playing this off-season. He is a player that they've already signed for after this season. And you got, guys, I hope he shows as much ability in Kansas City as he showed with the Raiders, and they're stuck with him because he is a piece of crapola.
Yes, but even I cannot say vulgarity in Roku TV because there's children out there. Because they're supervising in Spanish we say horario supervisable, just like But right now, in my opinion, I will keep Denzel Perryman because he's been doing so good.
Yeah.
He's been doing so good because right now Denzel Perryman, he's been doing so far so good. And right now he's put a dent in everybody. And for me, he's gonna stay for a long time. I think they have a great idea to extend the contract right now, but it seems that he cut it his pocket right now. He cut it his pocket, so it's not too broke. Don't start it over. So for me, Denzel Perryman is the good choice that the Las Vegas Raiders had. So we're gonna see like a extension of contract or everybody else, and it's being under contract next year. So it sounds fair to me, but
yeah, he's still there. Like he's like Carr. He's signed. Carr signed through next year, and Perryman was on a 2-year deal. And the one good thing about Perryman was that this year he actually played relatively injury free. I mean, we lost him for a couple games, but that was the big thing with him with the Chargers was that he got injured a lot. But he played relatively most of this year. He was out for a couple games, but I mean, I loved everything that we had with him, and I want to keep him. Like I said, the big thing that I'm going to see is we got to see who we bring in as DC. Because again, if Vic
Mhm.
Fangio is your defensive coordinator, it's going to a 3-4 guy. So
Yeah,
hopefully he will play more 4-3 under, and we can be able to utilize the talents that we have with the guys that we have under contract.
exactly. And that comment for Richard Richey is very good because Perryman is on the contract, but if you want him longer term, like 4 or 5 or 6 years, you'll save some money. And that's very fair. And of course, speaking about the football, because right now we're at the playoffs right now, um, I think there's gonna be like a good start for everybody else. So right now they got Cincinnati Bengals versus Tennessee Titans. So I hope that the Titans will win against Bengals because I got my predictions of the
No,
playoffs.
I want to hear your predictions. Don't I say I want to hear who you got this weekend. Pick me all 4 games.
Okay, so there is 4 games because I will start it. Tennessee Titans were gonna beat Cincinnati Bengals. Green Bay Packers got the upset against San Francisco Niners. Sorry.
Whoa, whoa,
And
whoa, 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 whoa! You said in an upset, you're picking the Niners to upset the Packers.
I would say Packers are winning against Niners.
Okay, so no, that's not an upset. Okay, but go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
that's not an upset. That's sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So I got this is gonna be 2 different games because it's gonna be tough. But I will say Chiefs is gonna win against Bills. And of course, the Buccaneers, as no, it's the fake Pirates, win against Rams.
Okay. I the last two I got differently. I got the Rams beating the fake Pirates,
All right.
and I got the Bills beating the Chiefs.
Hmm, that
So
sounds interesting
yeah, that's
because
what I got.
because right now it seems that Green Bay Packers maybe he's one of the most overrated teams at the playoffs, but I guarantee you that Green Bay is gonna be shocked to everybody else because I remember they lost the championship and they didn't win to the Super Bowl, but right now, Green Bay Packers had the opportunity to to see the opportunity to to win a championship or maybe one cup to the Super Bowl. So I guarantee you that's gonna be like incredible moment.
Okay. Well, that and Raphael, always a pleasure to have you come in with your picks. Make sure that you are following Raphael. He has his Instagram. What's your Instagram account? Make sure you put it in there for your comments as well.
Okay. I'll put it on the comments right now. So I just wanted to say, Captain Jack, always a pleasure. It's very incredible to see the first on the line because Captain Jack and El Capitan Rafucho is it's very incredible because I just wanted to say it in Spanish. Mucho gusto y por supuesto que la pases estupendamente bien en este jueves, and of course I will see you there on Sunday or probably tomorrow because right now I'm gonna be busy on Friday, which is tomorrow, but I will see you there, tomorrow or Sunday. And always a pleasure, Captain Jack, and I'll salute you.
Okay. Okay. Well, again, thanks again there, Raphael. Always a pleasure, shipmate.
Always a pleasure. And to all the people at home watching this on Roku channel, don't worry, Raider fans, because always our Nets here. Because right now, I just wanted to say it, and I will say it again and again and again. Raider Nations had the biggest fans ever in the players. So, copy that.
All right. Hey, thanks again, Raphael. You take care, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. That was Raphael. El Capitan, Rafael Chacin Montillo. I got to say that. Um, we do have the best fans. Raider Nation is undefeated. Raider Nation is undefeated. I killed a bot already, so I had to do that. Matt Hugh, let's see what Matt says. Mitchell Renz is projecting our staff to be Ed Dodds, GM, Harbaugh coach, Beth Hamilton, OC. That's what I said. So that's what I said. and I didn't watch Mitchell Renz. So I had the same thing. Dodds, who has his ties to Harbaugh. Harbaugh comes in. Pep Hamilton as his OC, and Vic Fangio comes in as the DC. I don't watch. I should say I don't watch Mitchell. I don't have the time to watch Mitchell Renz. So Mitchell Renz and I have the same thoughts on who our staff is going to be. And no, Matt, Raphael is a member of Raider Nation. He is a member. I don't know if you missed it, but yeah, Raphael has committed to Raider Nation. He will be getting he has a new shirt. So yeah, he is a member of Raider Nation. Jack, I get you don't like Vic Fangio. I get it. But I want results. And Vic Fangio is an upgrade over Gus Bradley. He is. He is an upgrade over Gus Bradley. I don't like the fact that he has a base 3-4. I don't like that, but I want to see more 4-3. And if he plays with the players that we have, then it'll be okay. Do you think Carr gets traded? It all depends upon what the new coach wants. If the new coach, excuse me, let's say it's Jim Harbaugh. If Jim Harbaugh wants Carr, he'll keep Carr. If he wants, somebody else, we'll get him. Yeah, he was a Panther, Matthew, but he came over to the dark side. He came over to the dark side. And I'm doing okay there, Jared. Good to see you as well. And we need a 4-3. Is a very good DC, but a 4-3 needs to stay in place. Okay, I get it. But he plays a lot of mixed coverages. So he plays a lot of mixed coverages. So as long as he has more 4-3 than 3-4, okay. Because he disguises things. Bradley doesn't disguise anything. He plays 3 safeties and he doesn't blitz. Vic Fangio mixes things up, and it's good for that. I got to kill another bot. Okay, hang on. Report. Okay, hey, I'm bot killing. So I killed a bot there. I got to kill a bot here. Sorry. I guess that's a good thing if I'm getting bots. And again, and Ed says it best. I don't care what we run. I don't care if we want a 6-1. Was it a 6-1-4? No, there's not such a defense, but I don't care what we run as long as we win. I wish I could be applying for the GM job. I wish. Is your 4th answer is you leave the back end more open with the deeper threats and quarterbacks that 3-4 is proven to be a good thing. The thing that the thing that I'm leery of is that Yannick in a 3-4 has not played well. He came over to play for Bradley in a 4-3 because that's what he plays. Crosby, remains to be seen. But, he's got a motor. I think that it'll be okay. So we'll see. I have where in Florida. I am in the Tampa area, Matt. I'm in the Tampa area. Yannick should be an outside line. But he played in a 3-4 a system or two ago, and he didn't play well. So that's the only thing. Eddie Winchell and I were applying for the head coach job. As long as I'm over you. Crosby in the current spot, interior defensive lineman and DN. Okay, just make sure that there's no drop off. Actually, John Navarro, every time we ran a 3-4, we won a Super Bowl. Every time. Super Bowl 11, Super Bowl 15, and Super Bowl 18. Every time we've won a Super Bowl, we've run a base 3-4. Look it up. But yeah. I'll be in Clearwater. Cool. Yeah, Matt, that'd be good to see you. Okay, it makes a difference, and I would be starting over. No need to start. Well, again, hey, we're debating when we don't know yet. Because here's the other thing that people are talking about. And again, if you want to come into the show, let me put it up again. Or call. Let me do this again. Let me copy it so I don't have to keep typing that other stuff. Here's the thing. We don't know yet. We don't know yet because there are people that are projecting that maybe this is all a big smoke screen, big smoke screen by Harbaugh to get more money, which I can see. Okay. So it remains to be seen. Saw a rumor Josh McDaniels from the page is going to be looked at for head coach. He should be. He needs to leave New England because, you know, if he's waiting on Belichick to retire, he's going to be waiting a while. I think Bill Belichick will be taken from the field in a cart because he won't retire. I know that when my dad retired, and he was in the Navy, he almost literally had to drag him kicking and screaming from the carrier, which was his last ship. Okay. Finishing. Yeah, come on in, Jack. Okay. Yeah, always good to hear from you. And nobody's that dedicated, Cat. My dad was. I am not lying. I am not lying. Seriously. Nobody was more dedicated to the United States Navy than my dad. Okay. Wake up one morning from his coffin. So he's a zombie anyway. I can see that. Would I be okay with Josh McDaniels as head coach? Yeah. I think he's gonna become a really good head coach the next time around because he sucked the first time around. Thank you, Matthew. And again, every time you give a $5 donation, you're in the running for prizes. I know I have to clean up my stuff behind me, but every time you give a $5 donation, let me put the banners up, okay? Okay, entries. There you go. Every time you give $5 via Super Chat or Super Sticker or via Cash App at $ Captain Jack Rackham or $5 friends and family on PayPal, you are entered into the prize drawings for the treasure chest of prizes. Yeah, issues. Yeah, he was a horrible coach the first time out. He was horrible. And this is the other thing. I think Harbaugh does stay. I think it's all smokescreen so he gets money. Took and installs a solid. Downs came to Denver, fixed the offensive line. So yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind him. Remember, Bill Belichick the first time out was okay with the Browns. Then he was like coach of the Jets for about 15 minutes. It's on his resume, but he wasn't really their coach. But he was their coach for like 15 minutes. But then obviously, third time's the charm. Technically, it's second. Well, I mean, technically the third time, but in reality, his second time as a head coach. He's the greatest head coach since Curly Lambeau, George Halas, and Lombardi, and Don Shula. Yeah, I'm ready for the Pittsburgh report. You can call in there, Jared, for the Pittsburgh report. You think that McDaniel's going to be our head coach? I wouldn't mind that. I'd do that in a minute. Yeah, I mean, at least we know that offensively he can do. You can do a lot. Then it all depends on who he brings in as his DC. Okay, it's going to be there's a lot of moving parts going on. I don't know what's going to go on. Okay, well, before Jared calls in, let me make sure on my settings because I want to be able to hear Jared calls. Incoming calls. Come on. Audio settings. Okay. Microphone. Default speakers. Yep. That's good.
Call from Pittsburgh, Jared.
Jared, I got you, brother. What's going on with you tonight?
I'm just watching hockey and watching a movie right now, flipping back and forth.
Okay. What's the movie?
The French Connection.
The original?
Yep.
Nice. Nice.
Of all time. Oh, my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, that was an excellent movie.
I got the box set of both 1 and 2 in my collection.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we got hockey on tonight. We got Pittsburgh playing Ottawa right now. They were up 5-1 at one point, however, and now they're only up 5-4. About 45 to go, trying to hang on here. I mean, they won. If they win this one, it'll be 11. They won 11 of their last 13. My friend was in Vegas actually on Monday. However, in fact, I think he was flying home today. However, because yesterday he was supposed to fly back to Pittsburgh, but his flight got delayed, so he had to spend an extra day in Vegas. But him and my friend were out there in Vegas after the game Monday night when the Penguins came back on 3-0 goals and ended up winning 5-3.
Okay. And I mean, I'll be honest, and I will be wearing my Flyers jersey tomorrow because I will be wearing it to work tomorrow, and I will just wear that for the Friday night show. So I will be dressed in my Flyers jersey tomorrow. I am not a fair weather fan. The Flyers have been sucking. They lost 9 in a row, then they won like 5 in a row, then they've lost about 6 in a row.
Yeah, they've been up and down all year. I mean, they've been hot and cold at different times this year. They've been on a hot streak and they've been in the freezer and they've been up and down. But yeah, it's been an up and down year for them so far.
Yeah, but hopefully they'll figure it out. Hopefully they'll figure it out. But so now, what do you got going on as far as now? Where are the Penguins in the league as far as like are they top 3 in their
They're in the top 3 right now. Yeah, the Rangers and the Hurricanes are still ahead, but the Penguins are coming over like gangbusters. I think they got 48 or 49 points. I think they're 4 or 5 points out of the top spot in the Metro. Right now, the Rangers and the Hurricanes can hold the top 2, but right now the Penguins have been. I think they move up past the 50-point plateau, hit 50 even tonight. So they're still right there in the chase. And like it's under about 16 right now. They're trying to get one more goal game. They got a game against Columbus tomorrow night in Columbus. And they've got Sunday of their next day at home, which is good because they've been on the road so much the last few weeks. However, they need some good home cooking right now. However, need to play good hockey. That's what they've been doing as of late. I mean, Cyril Malkin's been back a week and a half or so. He's got 3 goals already, Crosby's doing in assists, however, and they're just getting good, hard, scrappy play so far. And like I said, they're doing very well. Like I said, I think they won 10 of 11 or something like that. If they win this one, they'll be 11-2 in their last 13. So they've been playing very, very good hockey. And they just got the empty there on a beautiful slap shot. So the 6-4 ball game, Jake Getzel, who was invited to the All-Star game, wraps it up, and the Penguins will truck up another win tonight.
Okay, well, congrats on that. I mean, obviously, I can't stand the Pens, but congrats to you. But I think I think the only team in Pittsburgh that I like were the Pittsburgh Condors.
Oh, I remember them. Yes, I remember hearing stories about them. Yes. But the big story here in Pittsburgh is because after what happened on Sunday, apparently Matt Canada is going to be coming back. I don't know why we're bringing him back at all. I am befuddled at that. And then, of course, today they announced 2 more coaches, however, for the USFL debut. However, just starting off with Kirby Wilson, will be coaching the Maulers, and I think Birmingham named their coach. I can't remember who their coach was. It was a big game I heard today, too. But right now, 6 of the 8 USFL coaches have already been named so far. But the funny thing is, though, how all the teams that have already been named for the new USFL that's going to debut in a few months are all going to be playing in Birmingham this year. They're not going to be playing in their respectable cities. They're all going to be playing in Birmingham. So we'll have to wait and see when the season starts. And I believe that starts sometime in the early part of April, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Well, when all is said and done, because I got to ask, do the Flyers make the playoffs this year?
I don't think they can. No, if they keep going downhill, there's no chance. I don't think unless they get hot very quickly. But I think right now their current chances maybe very, very slim at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think that like I said, that when they were that the 2 long losing streaks are just killing them. Killing them.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. And actually, Richie Riche, you're actually correct. Mark Davis does not own the team. His mother owns the team, but his mom lets him play with the team, which is about what's out, but what's going on there. All right. Well, always a pleasure there, Jared. You know I'm going to get the Pittsburgh report in, man.
Yep, definitely. I'll be in touch.
All right. You take care, bud.
You too. Bye.
All right. That's Jared with the Pittsburgh report. Got to have that. Wow, man. Boy, does it seem like we've already been on for an hour and we've only been on for 47 minutes? Might be a long show. I will talk whatever. It's easier for me to talk with what you guys want to talk about. But no, I mean it's okay. Richie Riche is going to come in. Thank you, Richie Riche. And I think Jack Kenna was going to come in as well, so that'll be 2 that I can't wait to hear from. Jack Kenna and Richie Riche. Jack Kenna hopefully as well. And again, remember, it's and who was it that we were talking? Was it? Oh, it was Dirty. It was Dirty Raider last night, and we were talking. And it was, Jerry Jones type thing. And the way it is when you're the owner, you can do whatever the F you want. And if, okay, Jack, good. I appreciate that. You can do whatever the F you want. Because you're the owner. And what I'm hoping is that Mark Davis, aka Mo Davis, figures out he needs real people to run the organization correctly. Because he boned up with Gruden. He boned up. Mayak, hit or miss, some decent picks, some really awful picks, boned up. And I defy anybody to tell me that there is a GM out there that is perfect, because there is no such animal. I don't know, Ed. At SoFi, I know you meant to say SoFi. SoFi next year. So basically, for the 22 season, you think that the Trojans are going to be the best team in college football? They're going to be better. Their coach is a lot better. And I hope he's figured it out. 23, 24. Okay. Well, that's what, a couple years from today. Yeah, I can see that. I can see it in a couple years. I don't think this year though. I think that they're going to need a good 2 years to get their stuff together. They'll be better this year. And then 23. So yeah, maybe next year. Yeah, I can see that. And Gruden built the team with Mayak. Hit and miss. Hit and miss. The defense was immeasurably better this year because the guys that they brought in were Gus Bradley guys. Yannick Ngakoue and, Faison, Hayward, Perryman, Pylon. All of them are Gus Bradley guys. Every one of them. Perryman playing linebacker. Faison and Hayward playing D-back. Pylon playing defensive tackle. I even think Square played for Bradley as well. And Ngakoue played for Bradley when he was in Jacksonville. They're all Bradley guys. But Bradley is like the defensive version of John Gruden. Too conservative. Say we not made the playoffs Gruden this year, I think we would have. Mike, I disagree because there are people that are saying that, I read it on one of the boards, that the way that the defense, the team played better when Gruden left. The team played better when Gruden left. And that's not me being a pissy person. I'm just reading what I read. For the vets, they played better without Gruden. Okay, let's see. One is, how you made the rule of bringing in a good depth via draft. If you kept Mayak, this year who did what. We're not going to know. It's going to be a brand new staff via. I don't know. I don't know if they kept the scouts. I don't know that. I don't know this, but the scouts are important for get the information to the GM. The GM needs to know what he needs to know. And Carr wasn't that great. But I want, if you're gonna reinvent yourself, just rip the Band-Aid off. Rip the Band-Aid off. Get yourself a GM now to get the new head coach. Carr remains to be seen. He's under contract for another year. But I really think that next year the Raiders draft a quarterback. I really do. I think the Raiders draft a quarterback next year in 23. So we'll see. Again, if you want to come into the show, I know that Jack is going to come in pretty soon. Remember, tomorrow as well, there will be a show, 9 Eastern, 9 to 11. So that's Friday. That'll be on Roku. It's on all the channels as well. And we're too close to the draft that the new GM make that big of a difference. Well, we know, we've been the scouts are still in place. The scouts are still in place. They're going to feed whoever is the GM the information. After the draft, remains to be seen if the scouts stay. Because I would be surprised if they're going to fire the scouts, because this is when they need to make their money. You see, 3 years? Wow. I say 2. And when do we have the Super Bowl in Vegas? When do we have the Super Bowl in Vegas? And it's not this year. Is it 23 or 24? for the 23 season. Somebody tell me that. And Cable, and I said, and Leatherwood might still pan out. I still think that Leatherwood will pan out at right guard. Maybe Flores brings Watson to Denver. Well, he's not going to be the coach in Denver. Flores is going to be in Chicago, 2023, 2024 Super Bowl event. Okay, yeah, 2024 for the 23 season. This is the 22 season. So basically, I can see the Raiders making a run in 22 and 23 to play a home Super Bowl in Vegas. Because if the Rams win, see, Richie Rich saying the same thing. If the Rams win this year, they'll play a home Super Bowl. And then it would be 2 years in a row that the NFC team played a home Super Bowl. All right, Jack, come on in, brother. You hear from Jack Kenna, and then we'll also hear from Richie Rich in a little bit as well. Just wait, Ted Cut Watson says they don't plan on playing it. Well, you gotta see what the plan is, because you don't want to sign Watson if he's still got legal issues attached to him. You got to see it. I can see LA getting past Green Bay. Yeah. Yeah, and I said I can see the Rams being the NFC champs. I can. Got to start this weekend though, and the Rams have beat the fake Pirates the last 2 times they played them. Okay, here, Jack. I sent it there. Here it is, brother. The link is right there. The StreamYard link. If you want to hit up via the phone call, that's as well. So there's the StreamYard link. Yansville never had that, but yeah, I know. Okay, and I'm glad you said that, Richard, because if there are 2 to 3 women that are refusing to settle, it's going to play out. He's going to trial. It's going to trial. So I'd like to introduce everybody to my shipmate Jack Kenna. Jack, how you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Cap. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Hey, anytime you see me on, that means that the ticker's working. And I don't say that facetiously. I say it in God's hands, because again, anytime I wake up, it's a good day. It might not end as a good day, but it will start out as a good day because I'm awake.
Absolutely. You could put one boot in front of the other. That's always a good day.
That's right. Hey, and I know that you remember this one. The old Christmas music, was it Hannah Rankin? Put one foot in front of the other.
Now you're aging us, bro.
Yeah, I know, but hey, I age myself anyway. But at least you know it.
I got something to show you.
Sure.
So I don't know if you can see this.
I see an autograph on it. Is that Cliff Branch?
It is Cliff Branch.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I know that Cliff always had his signature on the helmet was always the black stripe in the middle. That's where he always would sign helmets, was the black stripe in the middle. Basically, if it was available, that's where Cliff signed it. Basically, people would not hit that because they knew that if Cliff, that was basically Cliff's area. So, if it was signed, Cliff would get really pissed because somebody signed on my black stripe. But yeah, that's where Cliff signed his helmet. So yeah, it's and you know what, we are going to see Cliff. And I love saying this. Cliff's finally going to go in the Hall of Fame this year.
Thank you. It needs to be done.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, like when they drafted Ruggs this year, or last year, it's like they needed. That's what Mark did. He wanted Ruggs. That's what his John G wanted. Ruggs. He wanted Ruggs, but they wanted Cliff Branch.
And it's a shame. Because again, I'm talking about, okay, yes, Tina Tintor, I believe is the lady's name. She lost her life, and that was horrible. So blessings to her and her family. But aside from the loss of life, then you have the loss of the living, because Henry Ruggs is not going to do anything for the next 5 years. And, he's still young enough that maybe he might be able to come back from that. But as you know, Jack, when they tried to get, the number 81 that played, oh God, the guy that always played with the Mad Bomber and was in prison. And they tried to get him out of prison, and Al said, "Hey, let's bring him back," and they gave him a tryout, and he was away for 10 months. And I'm brain farting. Was it our pal? No, not our pal. Warren Wells. Warren Wells. Yes.
Oh God, Warren Wells.
Yeah. When Warren Wells,
name from the past.
Right. When Warren Wells came back from his prison stint, he wasn't the same, and that was only after 10 months. So. Who's to say that maybe Ruggs would try it? But again, you're missing the best portion of your livelihood when you're most available to be a stud, and you're missing that. And again, blessings to Tina Tintor and her family, but then Ruggs he's got nothing going on as well.
Well, it's sad all the way around. There's no winners in this.
Exactly. Jason Dean, good to see you, brother. Jason Dean, please, if you got some time, brother, come on in. The link is up there. And yeah, it is long overdue for Cliff. So again, I will probably be making my way up to Canton this August to see that.
Could you even imagine Cliff Branch in the league right now, in a passing league? He would make Tyreek Hill look silly. I mean, wow, Cliff Branch in a running league and now in a passing league. That guy was amazing. It was like almost all our Super Bowls are with him. He's great.
Yeah. And Jack, I don't know if you remember this, but when he came out of Colorado, his first 2 years, he couldn't catch a cold.
He couldn't catch anything. That's why it was like promising for Ruggs. Because Ruggs, had a hard time learning the routes and everything else. Cliff had the same problem. But once he got it, it's like, wow, he just blossomed.
Yeah, and him and Freddie B were such a great tandem, because Freddie would run all those routes, and again, he was meticulous on it, and you knew where Freddie was going to be, and Cliff would run the routes well, but you can't beat a 9 pattern.
No. Well, you look at it, it's like, you look at Bolitnikoff, he's kind of like our Renfro right now.
Exactly.
Run the short routes, great route runner, making people miss. Well, you had Stickum too, which helped. But
Freddie would catch it without Stickum. It was a mental thing with Freddie, because Freddie would catch everything without Stickum, but mentally it was one of those things where you had to have Stickum on, or he felt naked without it.
All those boys were covered. Lester Hayes too. It's like They were all covered in it.
Now I got to ask you, Jack, what are your thoughts, and who would you like to see front office wise for the Raiders?
Well, honestly, I thought they made a mistake of letting Mayak go. I think Mayak deserved one more year, because honestly, I feel like John Gruden had all the first round picks. And you look at our first round picks, they were all busts. And then the last talk from all the Raider YouTubers, I follow all you guys. I love you guys, by the way.
Thanks, Mark.
Is that Gruden left the room after the first round after Leatherwood, and then Mayock traded up and got Morrig, which was amazing. That's who we wanted in the first round anyways.
Exactly.
So I thought Mayak really deserved like another year without Gruden being there, and just to see what he can do. And it's kind of the same thing with our head coach. Rich is the leader of men. And he's done something that hasn't been done in 61 years. I'm not 61. Okay, I'm old, but I'm not 61. And it's something I've never seen in my lifetime. So I thought he should get another year too. If you don't do that, then I feel like, Rich Bisaccia should be paid like a head coach, go back to special teams, hire the coach you want. And if he don't work out, then fire him and bring Rich back in.
Yeah, but see, I was of the mind that said, hey, Rich has got good continuity with the team. The team likes him, and that they played well for him. And he is a good assistant head coach. That he's always been that for the Raiders. He's always been that in that spot that he had with under Gruden. He was the assistant head coach with the fake Pirates. He was the assistant head coach in Dallas when he was out in Dallas for a while. So he has that in his resume. So he's good for that. And I was thinking, well, maybe you bring in, head coach X, and you say, hey, we'd like to keep Bisaccia as the special teams guy because we know you probably got a bunch of OCs in mind and you got some DCs in mind and things like that. We'd like to keep Bisaccia as our special teams guy. I said, well, maybe that's something that can be done. Al would do that. Al would do that for sure. But the thing is that the minute that you have issues with the team not listening to the head coach, that might be a divisive locker room because then you have the guys that want to go Rich's way, and that's the reason why I think that you can't do it.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like the team should do it because the team is listening to Rich. He brought him from the brink of breaking after John Gruden and Ruggs and Arnett. He did something that's never been done. And, he's a leader of men, and everyone on the team is supporting him. So I think, in reality, he deserves a shot to lead. Can you imagine if we replace Greg Olson?
Oh, thank God.
If we can replace Greg Olson and get a better OC, then I think we'd be in a lot better place. I don't even know if John Gruden could even done what, Bisaccia has done this year.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, and for those that think, it's actually funny because when I was talking with Henry Lawrence, when I hit him up after Christmas, and he's like, "Yeah, your boy," and I'm like, well, "What you talking about?" Henry goes, "Yeah, your boy Gruden." I said, "No. John Gruden has never been my boy." I said I supported him, but I've never been a fan of Gruden because he was always too conservative, and then he would never expand a playbook. He would always play to not lose. Okay. And I wanted somebody that was going to put the pedal to the metal, gas it up and keep going. And that was not John Gruden. And that's one of the reasons why I have issues with Bradley, because Bradley is the John Gruden of defense. Very conservative.
Rich is kind of that way too.
Yeah. So
we don't want to go to the extreme and go like the Chargers head coach, going fourth down, every single time. We need like a middle ground. It's like we need someone. And I've been texting you all night tonight. I absolutely do not want a 3-4 defense. If you do that, this team is being blown up, just like in 2016 after the Raiders let Del Rio go, and then they hired Gruden and blow up the entire team. We're starting over. This team is not that far away from more success. It just if Gus can bring the things in, forget the prevent, bring it in a little bit further, get a little bit closer. Don't let the big plays happen like they do, but bring it in a little bit, just show something a little bit more tighter. Then I like what Gus has done this year. Compared to our defensive coordinator last year?
Oh yeah, but see, you can have a scarecrow be a better defensive coordinator than Paul Gunther. And by the way, I wanted to say hi to my boy Frank Podeswa. Good to see you there, Frank. Frank is one of my brothers from high school, Thank you for coming in, Frank. Good to see you. Occasionally, I get bring some people over that are, and Frank is not a sports guy. Frank is a rock and roll guy. So we'll have to talk some rock and roll when we get Frank back on. But
So Frank, Bottle Rock, Napa this year, Metallica.
oh yeah. Frank is like jazz fusion and rock, and he can play keyboards and all the good stuff right that. So yeah, Frank Podesta, hats off to Frank Podesta, great guy. That's it.
So I asked you this question earlier with Andy and not Mitch, but Mac. So there's been a lot of talk, Raider Nation about, we should get rid of Carr. I'm a big Carr fan. So guys, been watching the quarterbacks all the way since 75. Carr is great. I don't want to ever get rid of him. But the talk was always been about getting rid of Carr. And I asked you this question. So Carr for Tomlin. So Tomlin has never missed the playoffs. So he is a steadfast head coach. He's smart. FAB. He gets rid of players that that will not play for him or anyone not do their thing. So he's a great head coach. He's under contract. Yes, if Pittsburgh let him go, he'd be my number one choice. But I would not trade Carr for Tomlin. But
No.
Tomlin would be my number one choice, way over Harbaugh. Harbaugh is good for about 3 or 4 years. He burns every bridge that's out there, and then he goes to the next place. And I like Harbaugh because he was Gannon's, quarterback coach back in the day, and that's where he started his coaching career. But I don't see him long term. I just really don't.
Yeah, and again, I agree because Harbaugh has got a lifespan of like 5 years. 5 years. But if the Raiders were to be a perennial playoff team, all 5 years he came in with 1 or 2 trips to the Super Bowl thrown in there, wouldn't you take that at this point?
Well, yeah, if Greg Olson would be my head coach and we can make the playoffs every year, I would take Greg Olson, but that ain't going to happen.
Well, that ain't happening with Greg Olson as your head coach.
No, I know, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's a what if. But we do know the track record with Tomlin. So I thought that was a great question, and, I'm like, well, wow, that is like the first person, like they talk about trading Carr for 2 first-round draft picks and then maybe moving up and trying to get Russell Wilson in a trade. But, that Tomlin thing, I'm like, that was interesting. But there is no quarterbacks on free agency unless you're going to go for Russell Wilson and trade for him. The draft is crap. But no, I don't want to trade Carr. Well, let's get a quarterback. The kid, the guy from the Miami Dolphins is interesting.
Yeah,
he's done well there.
I do Flores. Well, now you know what? I want to keep you on, Jack, because I'm going to bring in somebody that definitely I love seeing him because he always knows how to inspire us with his thoughts and whatnot. Because again, we're going to get really positive things on here about the draft. But I want to hear. By the way, Jason Dean there, Jack. Jason Dean, Jack.
How you doing, Jack?
We're good, brother. How you doing tonight?
I'm okay. Still getting over the flu from filthy Ohio.
Okay. Well, yeah.
What's it like walking around the town when the Raiders lost to the Bungles?
Nothing. No one's going to say anything to me. I will kill somebody.
Wait a second. But while we have this, I have to remember to remind people. Oh, wrong one. I got to put the right banner up. Here it is. You are watching on Roku TV, so please watch your language.
I'm Italian. How am I supposed to watch my language?
I'm required to do that.
No, some of the people were nice. I mean, it's funny because the ones that kind of ran their mouths were all young, like in their 20s that haven't even been around that long. Like, we've been waiting for 31 years. I'm like, you're not even 31 years old, youngster. What are you talking about?
Right.
The older people, they were nice. I'm not a fan of up north. I'm from Pennsylvania. I absolutely hate the cold. And that Ohio cold is definitely different from Pennsylvania cold.
Right, right. Now that's and see what as soon as we started talking about Pennsylvania and I saw you were here, I said, if there's anybody that's going to know about Mike Tomlin, it's gonna be my boy Jason Dean Hunter.
Mike Tomlin is not coming to the Las Vegas Raiders. We are not trading our picks for a coach. Sean Payton is not coming to the Las Vegas Raiders. We are not trading Derek Carr for a coach. Okay? We are going to do our due diligence. Richie Bisaccia gets his interview. I really like him. I hope whoever becomes the head coach, if not him, but honestly, nobody is banging his door down to interview. So I hope he gets kept on as still his special teams because he is the best special team coach in the league. And he is a great, like you said, leader of men. Jack, he's a great leader of men. But it's different as a head coach, like that you can see certain things that went on during games that he kind of looked a little puzzled, not knowing what to do.
Agreed. Agreed. It took him some time to catch up too.
Yes.
I mean, it's like you're coming in as like a rookie head coach, never done that, and you're like calling the plays in the big times of the game. Yeah, he kind of stalled. And it's like, you look at the end of the game, it's like the plays are not coming in on time. So I agree with that. I feel the Raiders should give him head coach money and put him as the assistant head coach and keep him on the special teams coordinator. And let's find the right head coach for our team.
Jim Harbaugh. Sorry, everybody. I do not want Jim Harbaugh. Granted, he won at San Francisco, and I see a lot of people with Jim Harbaugh, Vic Fangio. Listen, everybody, I'm only going to say this for the billionth time. We run a 4-3 base defense. Vic Fangio's specialty is a 3-4. Mad Max.
That's what I've been saying all night long.
Yes, they're not going to be standing up. They're going to stay down there. We need a 4-3 defensive guy. I really like Brian Flores. Al took a chance on a Flores years ago. Why not take a chance on another Flores?
We got to stay 4-3.
Yes, we are. We have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. 4-3, we have to.
Because if we do that, Yannick is done. Max is done. I mean, that is the heart of our defense. That is what our strength is. And then, all of our defensive backs and Hobbs, we drafted in Morrig. It's like that stuff's over. It's like then you got to replace those guys. And they're young. And a lot of these guys are young. It's like that is the core. We got to stay 4-3.
Yes, we are not rebuilding. We are reloading. We won 10 games and went to the playoffs, everybody. We're not rebuilding. We got a quarterback in there. We get him a better offensive line, possibly draft the right tackle from Central Michigan, just saying, check your draft boards. But get a better offensive line. Give me a number one receiver. There's enough out there in free agency. Allen Robinson could not Michael Gallup maybe, but he tore his knee up, so that's a no-no. Devontae Adams, that's a stretch. We'd have to give up the world for him, and I wouldn't mind, but Green Bay is going to franchise him. Green Bay is going to franchise Devontae Adams because he's the man. And
I agree, but what if, because Rodgers' contract is up, though. So what if Rodgers wants, like, Patrick Mahomes' money?
Rodgers is on for one more year. He redid his contract so that what he did is that he can Jack, he redid his contract so that it's one more year under Green Bay so he can walk after this 1 year, and the most that they are going to get for him would be like a third round compensatory pick. So he's basically kind of putting a gun to the head of the Green Bay Packers saying, if you want to move on from me, the most you're going to get if you don't do anything with me now is a third round pick. So either deal me now or that's all you're going to get. So he has a little more leverage than he did last year.
If Rodgers leaves,
if Rodgers leaves, they're done. That's it. Green Bay.
If Rodgers leaves, Devontae Adams isn't going to want to stay.
No.
Yeah, they might be able to franchise him, but it depends on the cap hit.
Here's the thing that scares me the most about NFL offseason. Richie Richey can probably clarify this. I've been hearing a lot of words about the Mannings in talks to buy the Denver Broncos. If the Mannings buy the Denver Broncos, Aaron Rodgers is going to Denver. He is. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to Denver no matter what, because him and Peyton Manning are real good friends. They're buds. And I want him to go to the Saints. I want him to go to San Francisco. They're not going to take him because Trey Lance is there. They traded all that capital to get up to pick him. You know, Jimmy G is not their answer. We need
Jimmy G's gone.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to sign Bosa for San Francisco this year, so Jimmy G's gone after this year.
It's possible that he might even be the new quarterback of the Saints. You know? And I hear a lot about Russell Wilson, and I don't see Russell Wilson coming to us. That's possibly the Saints.
No.
I don't see it.
No, I do not want Russell Wilson. I do not. It's like, you know, the old book, I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like Russell Wilson in a box. I do not like Russell Wilson with a fox. Okay? I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not want Russell effing Wilson. That's just
we have Derek Carr. We don't have to worry about a quarterback. We have
exactly. I mean, okay. OG, salute my brother. Love you, man.
What's up, OG?
Welcome aboard.
He was getting antsy backstage. That's why I had to pull him in.
No, I was getting annoyed. Okay. I just got off a chat with a bunch of young punks who don't understand football. They want to play fantasy football rules in real football teams. They don't understand not everybody's plug and play. They've got their ideas of who they think should be what. And I'm like, oh, my God, you guys don't know how to build a dynasty. You're all young. I had to get the hell out of there, man. They were annoying the piss out of me.
Wait. While we're here, I need to remind Mr. OG Daniel, you are watching on Roku TV.
No, I've been watching my language. I said nothing worse than piss.
Okay.
They pissed me off.
The draft is going to be big for us and free agency. I mean, I know we got a lot of one-year deal guys, and I think a couple of them might stay for that minimum, you know, like Solomon Thomas. Hopefully Darius Philon, I would like to have him back. I really would.
But see, that patella injury is going to keep him through like most of next year.
Yeah. There's two guys, three main guys I want to draft. If they're there, I want that big right tackle.
No. Sorry.
That's okay.
We don't pick up right tackles or left guards out of the freaking draft. We get them a free agency. I don't want to develop a guy for 3 years.
Sharif or the guy from the Jets.
Pick up any offensive lineman in the draft unless it's a depth player. Get rid of that.
Okay.
Get that out of your mind.
Okay. Can I finish now? Can I finish?
Can I finish? I'm doing my Ross Perot impersonation. Can I finish?
All right.
Can I finish? There you go.
Elam, the corner from Florida.
Yeah,
he's
Elam would be a great corner.
Strong corner.
Yes.
Draft.
Yes.
Good.
The defensive tackle from Georgia, if he's available.
Davis. Yes.
Jordan Davis. Yes.
Are there DTs in the free agency that are better than him?
Bigger upside? No.
I got to agree with.
No. A defensive player, a defensive lineman is easy. Pin your back and kill him.
This kid is going to be a man. He's a man child. Like he's a big boy.
I do not want any offensive linemen in the draft. They take 3 years to develop. If you want to grab one, great. Put him on the development squad. But otherwise, no offensive linemen in the draft.
What's out there in free agency. I hear a lot of talk about Orlando Brown Jr., but that would cost a lot of money. I don't want to have.
No, I don't want superstars. I want serviceable.
Brown is going to be a free agent, but Kansas City gave up their first round pick for him. They're going to work something out.
they're going to have to.
Kansas City
wanna get
picked up
paid
Damon
now.
Arnett. Thank God.
Yes, I hope they freaking
We can
start him.
burn that clown all day.
Well, okay, OG on that on David Arnett. David Arnett is a man-to-man press corner. So if all the talk about going to a 3-4, which you and I know this, you and I agree, we all want 4-3. But if we go to a 3-4, he's a man-to-man corner. That's what he does. He
But if
wasn't
we
in
get
the right scheme.
Fangio, we're a hybrid 3-4, which means we're actually 4-3 disguising a lot of crap. Okay? I'll live with that. All right. But realistically, I do not want any offensive linemen in the draft. I do not want them at ever.
Okay.
So-
I don't want development of players there. I want defensive linemen.
Hello. Thank you. Okay. Denzel Good is what should be coming back, and we should be able to plug Denzel Good in at left guard because Simpson ain't it. So Denzel,
Right, but if he gets hurt in week 2, let's have a backup other than Simpson.
okay.
Well, could play right, right tackle too, but it's not the ideal spot.
Elamudor was good. I liked when he was in the game. I don't know why they took him out.
I don't know why we didn't play Illuminor. I really don't.
I thought he did well when he was in there.
Yes.
I think they took him out because they had to put Leatherbum over there.
Yeah, they got to put their first round draft pick in to save face.
And I hope
it's a joke.
I hope he turns into an all-pro guard. You never
I think
know,
he will.
He might.
I really think that he will turn into a very good, better than average to really good offensive guard. I really believe
Thank
that.
you, Cap. Someday I hope he does.
If
Look
you
at Miller.
put a serviceable
Miller took a year.
tackle next to him,
Whoa.
he's going to learn how to play it.
Guys. One at a time.
If you put a good serviceable tackle next to him, he'll learn how to play tackle.
Okay. Hey, Jack, what were you saying, sir?
Well, look at Miller. Miller didn't play good his rookie season. It took a year, took almost a year and a half. Where now
2 years.
Okay, 2 years. Well, again, same thing. Same thing. So, OG, you didn't see this, but look at this signature.
What is it? Who is it?
Speed kills, baby.
Cliff Branch.
Oh, dude, I'm going to come to your house and hunt you down to get that hat. Just saying.
So, love you, brother. So it took like what Cap and I were talking about earlier. It took a couple years for Cliff to get there, and now he's like a Hall of Fame type player. Yeah, I think it's going to be the same thing for Leatherface, which I called on one of the shows because he kills us on penalties.
Yeah,
right.
And,
that's why we need a real tackle next to him to show him how to bloody some guys up.
So a couple tackles, I'm thinking next year. I agree. I do not think we should draft a right tackle next year. We need an experienced player. So I think Sharif from the Washington football team would be a great fit. And I also think the right tackle from the Jets would be a good fit.
Right, but they can teach him how to be a bully.
Is that the right tackle?
Both of those guys can teach him how to be a bully and smack people in the mouth, bro.
There ain't many Richie Incognitos left in this league anymore. The younger kids are getting soft.
Right.
Leatherwood is for
But you bring in either one of those guys, they're serviceable, they're not high-end contract, and they can teach this kid how to smack people in the mouth.
Alex
Leatherwood, they're both older, so they're going to be serviceable for a couple of years until we can, find someone. Parker's going to be cut, dude. He's gone. His contract's
Parker
up. He's
is
gone.
a joke.
We got nobody except for Good. Good right now is the only player on the roster that can play right tackle.
Yeah, but the best ability is availability.
Well, that's why we need to sign a free agent right tackle.
Okay, thank you, Richie. Morgan Moses.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll take Morgan Moses.
And Issues has it as well. I think I said Leatherwood's going to work out at right guard. I said Denzel Good, if he comes back, will be a fantastic left guard. Simpson will be your swing. Oh my God! Please don't put him in the game, but he's better than okay. But again, okay, if that's all you got, I mean, he was better than revolving door Parker. So we definitely need to find another tackle. Even when we find a tackle, we need to find a swing tackle because Parker sucks.
Yes, we need that backup guy just in case. Someone
Yeah,
that
Parker can be on the practice squad.
No,
Parker's gonna be in the USFL.
Parker can be parking cars in Vegas for one of the like the what do you call it? One of the people. What are the people that major D
Valet.
valet? He can be a valet.
Parker's going to the Birmingham Stallions of the USFL.
Right. But here's the thing. If we get some coverage corners and we get one more depth safety and maybe a couple of backup cornerbacks in the draft, they're good. They're skill players. They're good. They get burned for a year, but after that, they're good. But if we pick up our offensive and a DT, a defensive tackle, if we pick up the freaking offensive linemen we need in free agency and then go get these other guys in the draft, dude, dynasty. We're a dynasty again.
I like Ed's comment, just in case.
So guys, if you were the GM right now and we have the same coaches, the same roster, everything else, what would be your first round pick? For me, I like if available at pick 22, I like the kid out of Georgia.
Yeah, Jordan.
6'6", 340 pounds. Yep. Hankins, his contract, he's 30 years old. He's getting older. And we had no super awesome, guy can stop the run when he was not in the line. Phylon came out at the end of the year. Square, I wouldn't trust him with, my sister. So if we put that kid in there, and it solves two issues. Number one, he would be the starter. Hankins would be number two, which would be good, okay with me. And number three, if you got them both on the goal line defense, maybe we would actually stop somebody in the run.
Okay, so if I'm the new general manager, I get hired. I get hired without a president. I'm looking up at Mark Davis and going, "Who's this fucking clown? He didn't do it right again."
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Gotta love the. You are watching on Roku TV, where we watch our language and we never ever swear.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Captain. If I'm the GM and I got hired before a team president and they fired somebody, I'm looking at Mark Davis going, "You're an idiot. I can take full advantage of you because you're not that smart. How are you doing this backwards again when you hired a coach to hire a GM? Now you're hiring a GM before you hire a president." Mark Davis is a joke. Him and his hairdresser need to address a team president, then get a GM, and then get a coaches. Mark Davis is horrible at what he's doing.
Okay, I need to at least let God know. God, I see you. God will be coming in pretty soon. When we get a chance to. So God, we will hear from God, and God knows not to swear. Okay, so we'll be joined by God in a little bit as well, aka Vin Diesel. I was going to say here it is. Maybe that's why I'm backstage, because Captain knows I may swear by accident. So there we go. At least God will be in there. But again, I agree with Daniel in the fact that we've been doing things backwards for a while. And by the way, that includes saying that we already know who our quarterback is before we have a coach, a GM, or a front office. And again, I don't like that. I want the GM and the coach to get together and say that, hey, Derek Carr is the guy, or you know what, We need to move on from them because this is what I envision. That's what I want to see. Okay.
We
If it
want to see that, Captain. As Raider fans, we want to hear that and see that. But, as an organization, you got to hold your cards in your hand, because if you're trying to make it like, oh, we want to get rid of Carr, then the teams are going to give up less for Carr in trade.
I didn't
And
say
not that Raider fans, Raider Nation, I do not want Carr to go. I'm a big Carr fan. I have not seen many quarterbacks better than Carr in my lifespan since Washington, since 1975. So I do not want Carr to go.
Mark Davis is a joke. I swear to God, if this man burns Rich Bisaccia or fires him,
okay.
I'm done.
With
With the
OG,
NFL,
OG,
I'm
I
done
have
with
a
the
question for you.
NFL. I'll go to the XFL. I'll go to everywhere else.
You know
but I
what?
am done with this
I
team.
can fucking put you guys on mute if I want to. And I swore. So, that's one on me. Please, one at a time. And when we get people to have a comment, because I wanted to say, I'm not I'll say this, Jason, and then I'll go to you before I blow a gasket again.
Yeah.
Is I didn't espouse that I want to get rid of Carr, but I want to have the general manager and the head coach come in and say whether they want to have Carr on the team or not. Let them decide, not let Mark Davis decide that Derek Carr is the second coming of whatever. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And again, yeah, you keep your cards, and in this case, your Carr close to the vest, because you want to get as much as you can draft collateral for him if that's what the answer is. Okay. And now I'm going to get. Now the boss is going to tell. Now the boss is going to get on me because I said the f word. Okay, but anyway, that's what I'm saying. Let the organization dictate what the plan is. Okay, and I'm gonna bring in God. God, I'm gonna bring you in. Okay, so God, is God in here? Yeah, God, you're here, sir.
What's up, brother? I appreciate it, man.
Go ahead, sir.
Nah. You said go ahead like I got something to say. Nah, it's all good, man. Like I'm just here with you guys, man. It's the effing Raider Nation. You know what I'm saying? I got each and every single one of you guys. I love each and every single one of you guys, man. Don't worry about it. You know. I just heard you swear, and I think you owe like the Chinese, you owe 5 cents to the bucket.
Yeah, I'll put $1 in the bucket. I'll put $1 in the bucket. I saw you backstage, God. I wanted to make sure that you knew I wasn't ignoring you, sir.
No, that's awesome, man. No, I appreciate it, man.
That's it.
And I heard OG talk last night, and he was like, "Hey, it sucks like Wednesday night. Yeah, I remember like looking for Raiders content and nothing was there, and that's OG was like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much content there, and yeah, and I appreciate you, Captain, stepping up and putting it out there, dude. 100%. I'm right there with you. OG is right there with you. Everybody, the whole Raider Nation is right there with you, brother.
I appreciate that. I wanted to make sure I got you on. I'm gonna make sure that Jason had a point, and then I will let OG do the counterpoint, kind of like the old CBS. God, I'm going way back with point counterpoint with 60 Minutes in the 70s when they used to have point counterpoint. Jason,
hey, Matthew, God, it is.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
No, that was SNL, but that was the offshoot of that. God, like I said, I appreciate you being here, brother, and again, thank you for supporting all of us because we appreciate you as well, sir.
Hey, 100%, man.
All
By
right,
any means necessary.
you got
Hey,
it.
hey, did you hear my poem?
No, sir. Go ahead, real quick, and then we're gonna get to Jason. Go ahead, sir.
All right. So, yeah, I haven't wrote shit in years. But so the fire that burns the brightest is the will to win. We would rather be feared than respected, as others just want us in. We fight amongst our brothers and we talk about our kin. But the only thing we do not do is just let them mother effers win. People laugh, people poke. They make the Raiders the blunt end of the joke. The media cries when we beat America's team. They say we got no business getting onto the green. I challenge you out there with your shiny team. Who would you rather have in a dark alley, Mahomes or Mean Joe Green? I love you, family. Win, lose, or tie is rated till we die, baby.
Hey, God, Vin Diesel, whichever form you're coming in tonight, there, Jason. I appreciate it, brother, and thanks for installing a little bit of nicety to and get my blood pressure down because again, I needed to at that point.
Hey, I love you, man. It's all good, dude.
You got it. Hey, thanks again, there, shipmate. We'll see you up next time as well.
All right, you too, brother.
All right. That was God and Vin Diesel all rolled into one. Jason, sir, I want to make sure that you got your point out. Then OG, because I know OG will take something. And then Jack, please be ready, sir, because I want to make sure that you have a very a serving at the plate as well. So go ahead, sir.
You said nicety. Anyways, if I was GM of the Raiders, the first thing I'm doing is finding my head coach and I'm finding my offensive coordinator. I'm finding the guy that I'm gonna sit him down and say, okay, here's our offense. What do you do with it? Da, 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 da. Okay, boom, I got my OC. Okay, now I'm into the draft. I got my free agents in there. I got my right tackle in free agency. I got myself a couple backup corners in free agency, hence Joe Hayden from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Keep an eye on that, just saying. So my draft comes up, number 22. Jordan Davis goes at number 19. I'm bummed, but you know what? I still got my other two guys there. Kareem Elam goes next. So I'm looking. Oh, look who's still there. Devin Lloyd, linebacker from Utah. Finally, a linebacker that can cover tight ends, just like Divine Diablo, just like Nicholas Morrow. We will have Denzel Perriman, but Denzel Perriman might have 2 years left. We don't know what Nick Morrow's coming back. We don't know which one is coming back. Go ahead, Jack.
Oh no, he has Pyramid has 1 year left on his contract. I like
Okay.
what you're saying.
But yeah, let's get that. If those two guys are out and Lloyd is there, the boy is good. He's a good cover linebacker and he's a great reader. What I mean by saying that, everybody, is he can read and react to the play very, very well. He's a good run stopper. I'm telling you, go watch tape on him. He played for the University of Utah. He was a stud in that defense that went to the Rose Bowl and shut up Ohio State until that wide receiver caught 17 passes for 500 and some yards, but he wasn't covering that guy. Okay? So, with that in mind, that means we still have a rookie free safety, well, second year free safety. We still got Jay Abram back there, Abram. And one thing Abram can't do, what can Abram do? Cover the pass, right? But he can hit like a Mack truck, and he came under control this year. I was very happy to see that with him. Granted, he broke his shoulder again. That's a little rough. Like we might have to put some titanium in that boy. But other than that, I think the coach that we bring in, I'm hoping it's not Jim Harbaugh. I really am. If he is, I will support him. I will be all about him. But I'm not a Jim Harbaugh fan. I mean, he's more along the lines of 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Like the only reason they Like with Kaepernick in San Francisco, he could run, and he threw his arm out. What did he do in Michigan? All they did was run, 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 run. Yes, Ed, you're right. Abram should be a linebacker, but that's not going to happen. And yes, I want to get a couple corners in free agency. I love Hayward, I do, but he's getting a little long in the tooth. Give me a couple younger guys that are on like after the rookie deals. Like I said, Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden's going to be out there. He was serviceable for the Steelers. And the corner with the Chiefs. No offense, Mike Hughes. It's not terrible. He's serviceable. We don't know what's coming back with Mullen. I love Nate Hobbs. He's going to be set in stone as that starter. I like Faison was good. I really liked him. But honestly, is he that over the top corner that we need? Like Faison more of a come in on nickel or come in to give a corner a blow, something like that. But I want to. I want a defensive-minded head coach. I do. I mean, I love Gus Bradley, but 25th in the league is not good enough for me. It's not.
I agree. And again, it's an improvement. But like I said, you can have a scarecrow, and with a Ouija board, improve the defense more than Gunther. Okay. Yeah. And, Bradley, but the one thing I will say about Bradley is he brought his guys in and they played well, and they played well down the stretch. The last quarter of the season, they played well enough for us to win. And that's a testament to them. But again, I don't think it's good enough for us. So, Daniel, sir, your comments, sir.
I pretty much agree for the most part with the bald-headed guy with the goatee, but
it's a beer.
Faison's a joke. Get him back to practice squad. He ain't garbage. He's garbage. Okay, let's do this again. I want offensive linemen. I want a right tackle and a left guard out of free agency. I want a defensive tackle out of free agency. I want one drafted. I want coverage linebackers, a couple of them from the draft, and a couple of a corner out of the draft. Everything else, trade away, get picks for next year. That's all we need. That's all we're going to need. Let this thing run the way it is with the core we have. If you're not willing to give Bisaccia 1 more year or 2 years on a contract and make it after 1 year, you can be fired. You ain't going to do them right to the man who earned it. I'm not going to follow this team again. I'm going to follow the XFL. I'm done with the NFL. I will never follow anybody but the Raiders, but I'm really getting sick of the BS that Mark Davis is pulling because he's doing it all backwards. Okay. And there it is. I got to pee. I got an old man bladder, and I'm going to dip out.
Okay. Well, again, Daniel, thanks for bearing with me, sir. And
no, again, I'm just shooting straight, Skipper.
No, I got that, and I appreciate that. Like I said, it just I apologize for blowing gasket, but because I needed to get a word in edgewise, and it wasn't happening. So
but you know what? These young content creators aggravated me to a point where I don't want to talk to them no more. I'm ready to wrap it up on this. If they do it dirty. No respect for Mark Davis. You haven't earned it. And I'm done with this team. I'm not joking. I'll be going to the XFL, MLB, whatever. I'm just not going to play into letting this team do people dirty like Bisaccia. Not going to let it happen.
We're all going to be really happy with this upcoming season.
Okay.
If we don't do Bisaccia right, I'm done with this team. I'm done. I'll go to the XFL and whatever, get my sailboat and get the hell out of here, but I'm not going to participate. I've given this team 48 years of my life, and they have not shown me they're worthy.
All right. And again, I did not pop out. I did not pop out OG. I want to bring in Richie Riche real quick. Richie Riche, we got about 5 minutes before I got to start doing outtakes and outros. Richie Riche, you know all the gentlemen here. We got Jason, we got Jack, and we got another Jack. So we got Richie Riche in the house. The only Bronco that we actually like on this show.
Wait, Miss Orange and Blue, we like too. We like the real Mary. Come on now.
That's right.
Oh,
And Mary Brannon. Okay, there we go. Richie Riche, you've been giving us a lot of good stuff today as well. You think that Davis is going to go to the Broncos at number 9?
Oh, I sure hope so.
I think they're going to draft Kenny Pickett.
I'm sorry, I actually see that as well.
What, you mean the Carney?
Small hands? They're going to draft Jack Cohen from Notre Dame. He's like 30, got a mortgage and 2 kids already.
No, I firmly believe that one of our biggest weaknesses this past year was actually one of the Raiders' strengths, which was pressure from the defensive line on the interior, and I think that's what Jordan Davis can provide. He can provide the stuffing of the run game and really helping with the gashing of the run, and I also think he can get the defensive pressure right up the middle.
You know what makes me nervous about him? His stamina, like him gassing out. Because I did watch a few of his games where second quarter, he's hands on the hips and stuff, and he's huffing and puffing. You know, he's a big boy. He's got to get his cardio up. Once that, because he can't just be in there for a second down. He's got to be in there. He's got to be a 3-down defensive tackle.
And do you think that he's going to survive up at Mile High? He'll be gassed midway through the first quarter.
Well, I think that you need a rotation, right? I think in any good defensive line, you need a rotation. So for us, I would keep Purcell to show him the ropes, and then I would have Jordan Davis cycle in and out and in and out and in and out, and I let him get his stamina up. I mean, I agree. I mean, he's a big dude. I mean, he is
a big kid.
Mammoth.
I mean,
yes. Like seeing him walk onto the field for the national championship game. Oh my gosh. They showed him the background. I'm like, who is that? I was like, that's Davis? Oh boy. I said, I got to get on Instagram and follow him now.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Yeah, like he's just a mammoth. He's just mammoth. Yeah.
And he did his due diligence in that game. He played well against that All-American offensive line. He did. He did his thing. First time, he didn't.
But before we leave tonight, gentlemen, I'm going to say I'm going to ask everybody their picks. We got enough time to do this. Who wins this weekend? Who goes to the conference championships next week? Rich, I'll start with you.
So AFC Titans, Bills.
Okay.
And then NFC, I have Green Bay and who's the other game?
The Rams.
Oh, I have the Rams and Green Bay.
Okay. Jack?
I agree with those picks. They're good picks. So I got to ask my Denver, Colorado brother here. I used to live in Colorado Springs.
I'm Canadian.
You're Canadian?
Yeah,
hence the flag.
So who was your guys' wide receiver round 1? The last wide receiver round 1?
You mean Jerry Jeudy?
Yeah, Jeudy, right? Yeah,
Jerry Jeudy from Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, who was before that? Who was the one before that? Because I used to work at USA, or I still work for them, but it was like a big guy.
Demarius Thomas.
Demarius Thomas. I used to work with his sister out there in Colorado Springs. So shout out to her.
God rest his soul.
He just died this past not too long ago, actually, right? So
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a pretty tragic incident. He got in a really bad car wreck. They don't think it's necessarily related, but he got real sick and
He was
he
having
ended up having
seizures and stuff too a lot,
he had
right?
seizure, yeah, and he died in the shower actually, where yeah, it was a really really tragic thing, and he was above and beyond everything else. He was just a really good guy. Like generally speaking, he was just a really really good guy. The one thing you hear about guys like that, I'm gonna be super fast. One thing you hear about guys like him is you spend the extra time when the cameras are not on at events with like the children's hospitals and stuff like that. He was known for that kind of stuff.
All right, guys, I hate doing this, but I gotta wrap it up. I'm at 1:55, and I gotta get everybody out and do the outro. It's been a wonderful thing. I hate doing the 2 minute or the 2 hour drill.
That's
Jack,
okay.
Jason, Richie Riche, Mr. OG Daniel, God, Raphael Chassin, and anybody else who wanted. Oh, we had our Pittsburgh report with Jared. I thank everybody for coming in. Get the word out, folks. Like I said, I'm not stopping. This is a sports show. We're going to be going all through the year. And again, tomorrow night we will be on as well. Gentlemen, thanks again. I will do my outro. Make sure you're here tomorrow if you can. Always love my brothers up in here.
All right, we'll see
See
you
you,
guys.
fellas.
Everybody stay safe, stay warm.
All right. Thanks again, guys.
Go Raider Nation.
You got it. Appreciate everybody being in here. So I got to do this. Thanks again. We will be here tomorrow night. I won't be swearing tomorrow night, hopefully, if I keep my heart pressure down. So y'all take care. Be well. Take care. We'll see you up on the next time.